One of the common questions that I get for brothers who are looking to join our consulting program and start their own Halal online business is how long until I can start making money? How long does it take from the day that I start till the day I start making money? And you see, answering this question with a affirmative answer is really impossible. The answer is it depends. Because asking that question is like asking someone who's looking to lose, let's say, 30 pounds, how long does it take for me to lose 30 pounds? Well, the answer is going to be dependent on many factors, such as the diet, the food that you are eating, such as if you are working out, if you're getting your steps in, if you're doing cardiovascular exercises, if you're going to the gym. Maybe you might have a trainer, so you know the things that you need to do. Maybe you don't, so you don't know what to do, and you need to do research on how to actually work out. Maybe you're someone who is not motivated to actually go to the gym. Maybe you're going to the gym consistently. All of these are different factors which will determine how long it will take you to actually lose those 30 pounds. The same idea applies here when you are starting a business or really anything for life in that matter. So rather than lying and telling you it's going to take you this many days to make this much money, what I would like to do is give you guys the same exact framework that I give the brothers who join our consulting program, which is a 90-day game plan. Okay, and this game plan is broken down to week by week. It'll give you a week by week protocol that if you follow, the likelihood of you closing 1 to 3 paying clients who on average will pay you about $2,000 a month for your services is significantly high. Okay, that is like the best answer that I can give you instead of giving you an exact number that is flawed. Rather, what I'm going to give you is 6 years of experience running my own agency, reverse engineer into a week by week process. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. Now, to kind of go back to the initial topic, which is how long does it actually take you? I can just show you our consulting program and show you how long and the week by week that I just explained to you. But what if you don't join the consulting program? What if you decide to go down another route? Well, let's go over both of those because you watching this video, you probably won't join our consulting program. In other words, I want to give you an idea of like what taking another route would look like and how long it would actually take you. So if we take a look here, let's say you decide to watch YouTube videos or maybe invest in another Halal online business gurus. You know, my quote unquote so-called competitors who are also in this space pitching similar services, or honestly, I don't think anyone in this space is pitching the services that we're offering, which is done for you, but also consulting. I think majority of them are offering courses, which is not what we offer. We give the courses all the way for free, and what we offer is done with you services plus consulting. We build the infrastructures for you from talent acquisition to client acquisition. But then what we also do is counsel. We're there to help you every step of the way. Myself personally, over Zoom, taking the 6 years of experience that I've actually have been doing this and basically consulting you so that you're never in a position where you don't know what to do. But let's say you decide to go down the other route, whether that's investing in a course like these Halal online business gurus in particular, or someone for that matter. It doesn't even have to be a Muslim. But nonetheless, you most likely will fall in a position where it's like this, the blind leading the blind. I've been in the coaching space now for over a year, and honest to God, 90% of it is the blind leading the blind. It is people who claim that they know what they are doing. They claim that they've been doing this. They claim that they've did these things, when in reality, they're actually making more money selling information to the people who are gullible enough to actually buy their courses or buy their community or whatever it is that they're selling. So if you end up in this situation, I can tell you it will take you longer. And, don't take my word for it. Do a simple Google search for anybody who you are considering joining this program. Do a quick search on YouTube or a quick search on Reddit, and you will see a lot of negative reviews from a lot of these people who honestly are like, I got scammed, or this is not what I was told it would be, or this is not of value. Because it's hard for you to give actual concise information to someone who is looking to learn when you yourself have never did this. And I recommend if you're joining any program, you do some research on the person who's actually selling the program to make sure that you are investing your money in the right place and that you are not falling into a trap where you invest thousands of dollars and then, there's no refund or there's nothing that you can get back. So nonetheless, a lot of these online gurus, they've never actually done what they're selling because they realize that it's actually easier to sell information than run the actual business itself. And I'll tell you this, it really is much easier for you to sell courses than actual run the business itself. Now, in the beginning, it might be harder, right? But I work like in my own paid ads agency, I work with information products. I work with specifically Muslim brothers who sell courses or programs to other people. Now, these people are actually qualified. In the case of one of our clients, Dad Institute, the guy spent 10 years here in Egypt, learning at Azhar University. And now he teaches people how to read Arabic with proper tajweed. How to read the Quran, which is in Arabic with proper tajweed, right? So for me, I feel good working with this guy because he has experience doing this and he knows what he's talking about. In the case of, we have a brother, Abdurrahman, who's actually a registered nurse. He teaches people how to lose weight, how to overcome diabetes, lower their blood pressure. So these people are actually qualified to teach these things. But for a lot of the people in the online coaching space, they've never did this really in their life. And they just realize that it's actually more lucrative to sell the information rather than actually do the business itself. So you want to make sure that the people that you are hiring they actually know what they're doing and they're not just selling you the information. Because going back to the initial topic of this video, how long will it take you to start making money? If you're in this situation, it might take you much longer to actually make money. Second thing is they tell you what to do, but never show you how to do it. And it's either because they've never done it themselves, or again, they found it more lucrative to sell information on the business rather than the actual business. Look, and I hold myself accountable to this. If you are considering joining our program, don't listen to what I say, rather look at what I do. Okay. And a lot of these people are just talking, telling you how you can escape the 9 to 5, but not actually showing you tangible stuff like, okay, dude, I get it, but how do I actually do this? Right. And in my case, I believe you give the information for free and sell the implementation. Right. I think that if you go on my YouTube channel or go on my Instagram or even reach out to me and I can send you whatever assets that you need, if you actually apply the things that I'm teaching you, you can actually make it work, right, with the information that I'm giving you, because the information is not what I'm selling. It's in my best interest to give you the information for free. What I'm selling is the implementation. It's the fact that you can get on a Zoom call with me. It's the fact that I will build the internal systems that you need to actually succeed. Wherein with a lot of these coaches, they make their money by selling you the information. So they're just talking, and then selling you, right, the information rather than giving you the information, because they don't have nothing tangible to actually sell you. And third thing is they sell courses to someone who's global enough to spend 3 to 10K for information that can easily be found on YouTube. Okay, when I saw this, I saw the biggest flaw online, specifically with the Halal online business gurus. I'm like, oh my God, dude, this is insane. What I did is I just gave all the information for free afterwards, right? Because what people will do is they'll tell you just enough for you to like be interested, but then never actually show you. So in my best interest, right, as a business owner, I was like, well, just give the information for free. People will trust you more because you have nothing to hide. And instead, what you are selling is the implementation and the proximity to you. And alhamdulillah, everybody that's joined our consulting program, over 55 Muslim brothers, both in our high ticket and our low ticket program, have joined so that they can have proximity to me, so that they can have someone who is going to be there to answer their questions and help them build this out step by step. So that's the first route. As you can see, it could take you, such a much longer time. And I wouldn't even put a time frame on this because I honestly don't know. A lot of other people will. They will put a time frame on it. I will just tell you it's going to be the blind leading the blind, and you don't actually get no tangible help other than information that can easily be found on YouTube. Now, let's say if you take the second route, which is one-on-one mentorship with someone who's actually qualified, whether that is our consulting program, our mentorship consulting program, or whether that's someone else's mentorship program. And I mean real one-on-one, right, with someone who's actually qualified and has been teaching this. If you go down this route, I think the likelihood of you actually closing a client within 90 days significantly goes higher because number one, the person who's teaching you this is doing this themselves. But the number two, it'll be one-on-one. You'll be able to get FaceTime with this individual and have them help you build it step by step. And I speak for myself because this is exactly what it is that we offer. So in this case, instead of selling information that leaves you with more questions than answers, we build internal systems that ensure within the first 30 days, your business infrastructure is set up and that you are prospecting and talking to clients. When you join our consulting program, within the first 30 days, we get everything out the way, the infrastructure for your business. This is going to be your funnel, your niche selection, your delegation of your services, your client acquisition channels built out. Everything that you need to actually build the business, to actually get the business off the ground, your business infrastructure is built out within the first 30 days. That way, after 30 days, from day 31 to day 90, your main focus is prospecting and sales. Okay. And this is so important, guys. This is so important. And I had a talk with a brother who joined our consulting program recently, and he got at a call with another brother, and the brother was advising him like, no, don't delegate anything, man. You have to do the outreach yourself. You have to do the service delivery yourself. You have to do this yourself because you need to like learn it. And this guy's never did this in his life before. This guru that's like telling my now client, when you're trying to build a business, delegating is one of the most important things that you can do. Like, don't take my word for it. Look at some of the biggest business owners in the world, the multi-billion-dollar business owners. Delegation is leverage, okay? And there's 4 forms of leverage. And one of the forms is labor, is hiring people to do the things on your behalf. In the case of, let's say, outreach, instead of you sitting there doing 100 calls a day, 150 calls a day, or sending 1,000 to 2,000 emails a day, or sending Instagram, Facebook outreach, or running the ads. You can hire someone and delegate this to them so that you can focus on other things, other force multipliers. This is why delegating is important. And we build all that for you, the client acquisition, the talent acquisition. And I really don't know why some people would be against delegating, especially if sales and operations is going to be the number one thing that moves the needle, right? The way we've positioned this business up for the brothers that are joining is the same way that I wish I would have had when I was starting, which is how can I cut through all the BS and start making money as soon as possible while ensuring great client results. And the way that was to delegate the service to someone who's generated hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and have them deliver the services while I focus on the biggest force multipliers, which is sales and operations. Operations meaning being a leader to my team and to my clients, and sales meaning getting on a sales call with clients, articulating to them the value that I have, the value that I can provide the marketplace, and scaling my business from there. Now, again, once this infrastructure is built out, I step in as a mentor and I offer personalized support in creating instant feedback loop. Once we build out your business infrastructure, I'm there to help you step by step over Zoom to overcome the next sort of challenges that you will now have, which is the sales and the operations. And leverage, generating my clients over 30 million before even considering teaching what I do. So I've been doing this for about 6 years now, and we've generated cumulatively over 30 million over the last 6 years, working specifically with e-commerce and information product clients that are owned by Muslim/Arab brands. So the brothers that are in our program, they're getting all of these years of experience and all this money generated of value because they're learning from someone who has done it, rather than these online gurus who claim that they have been doing this when in reality they never did it, or they just started doing it now because they realize that it's more important now that people are going to be like, you know what? I have to, like, is this guy actually doing this, or is he just selling me information? So you get leverage by learning from someone who spent years doing this and, spent their own money learning this. You get leverage because you get to learn from them directly. Again, you get leverage from 6 years of hands-on experience, reverse engineering a step-by-step process, week-by-week process using first principles thinking, which is breaking things down to their fundamental truths and learning from the ground up. Now, look, here's the thing. What I mean here is that you could get someone who has years of experience doing a very thing, but it's like, do they actually know how to teach it to you in the right way? And not everybody knows how to do that, okay? And I will tell you, I wasn't the best at this, being able to teach people. I wasn't the best quote unquote teacher. And one way I got better at this was understanding first principles thinking. This is the same exact approach that Elon Musk has used to build all the companies that he has right now, whether it's SpaceX or Neuralink or the Boring Company or Tesla, any of his companies, he's used first principles thinking. And what is first principles thinking? Well, if we go ahead and take a look at this, first principle thinking essentially just means breaking things down to their fundamental truths and reasoning from the ground up. Okay, so I use the same exact approach when building our consulting program. So let's go over that. What does first principles thinking look like from starting a Halal online business, which is literally the foundation of our consulting program? Well, number one is identifying the problem. What is the problem that most Muslim brothers have that are looking to start this business? Well, what I realized is that they want to quit their 9 to 5 and they want to be able to have more money so that they can do the finer things in life, whether that's taking care of their family, taking their family to Hajj, getting married, all of these different things. It's like, I want to make more money. But the underlying thing is like, I want to make more money because money provides me the freedom to do things that I otherwise wouldn't be able to do, from taking care of my family to donating to charity, right? And so the question is like, how do I give 9 to 5ers the highest likelihood of actually succeeding? Okay. And when I thought about this, I realized that a course was not the way to do it. If I want to give someone the highest likelihood of quitting their job and actually being able to live this lifestyle that I have, like myself, for the last 4 years, I've been living abroad in Egypt, going back and forth to the US. If I want to ensure someone has the highest likelihood of achieving that, giving them a course wasn't going to do it. Rather, it was going to be mentorship. It was going to be mentorship, me there over Zoom, helping them build this step by step. But not only there, it was also building out infrastructures for them. Right? It's building out the client acquisition, the talent acquisition, building these systems in place and building it in their agency so that they can hit the ground running. That was the step one, identifying the problem, and that was the solution to it. Step two is breaking things down to their fundamentals. So when someone joins your consulting program, I'm like, what are the steps that they need to take in order to actually, again, have the highest likelihood of succeeding? Well, number one is they need to understand the business model, which we're going to go over what this broken down into week to week looks like. They're going to need to understand the business model. They're going to need to ensure that they can generate their clients great results, because that's the only reason they're paying them. They're going to need to make sure that they're consistently booking meetings with their ideal customer profile. And lastly, they're going to need to get good at sales and operations. So we took this exact breaking down things into their fundamentals, and we put it into week by week, which is what I'll show you in a little bit. And this is essentially the 4 things. If we have to break it down to 4 things, this is what it would be. And lastly was questioning and challenging assumptions. So step 3 was questioning and challenging assumptions. And what I mean by this is that I realize that a lot of brothers come to the consulting program with preconceived notions, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them because they watched a YouTube video, or a few brothers have been through other courses, and they're like, "Oh, I thought I was supposed to be doing this way," and all of that is based in flawed thinking. It's based in thinking from learning from people who have never did this in their life. It's learning from people who don't know what it is they're talking about, or it's learning from people who don't have their best interests. You have to understand, not everyone online has your best interests. I mean, alhamdulillah, I can say I have the best interests of my brothers, but you don't have to take me at face value for that, right? Instead, do your own research and see if what I have to offer you is actually within your best interests. Again, don't listen to what people say. Look at what they do, because anyone can get on camera and tell you that they have their best interest when in reality they don't. So debunking myths and biases. People come into the program with preconceived notions on how things should be because they listened to someone or they heard something. So that's the first thing that we do, is address these biases and make sure that they get clarity on that. And then the second thing is providing one-on-one mentorship. And the goal is to never have them be in a position where they don't know what it is that they need to do, to make sure that we're not just telling them what they need to do, right? But we're also showing them exactly why it is what we are telling them, that this is the step-by-step. So this first part that I just went over, guys, is just the different routes that you can take. You can take the route of going down the way where you're learning from an online course from some guru who most likely never did this in their life, or you can go down the route where you actually invest in a consulting program, whether it's with us or someone else, a consulting program that will show you step-by-step how to do this over Zoom, someone who will be there as counsel. But then also what I would recommend is someone who builds out actual things for you, because if you even have someone there that's helping you step-by-step, building out infrastructures is a whole different story. And going back to the first principles thinking, instead of just being there to coach the Muslim brothers that are in our program, we realize that it's actually best to even build out these systems for them, which is why within 31 days, they're able to have their entire business infrastructure built out, and they're taking sales and operations. So now that we've broken the different routes that you can take, let's look at what this looks like in a week by week breakdown. Okay, so if you take a look here, week 1, again, this is week by week from first principles thinking. What I just showed you with first principles is broken down from first principles thinking. These are the 4 to 5 things that you need to do, right, after breaking things down to their fundamental and reason from the ground up, that you need to do to have the highest likelihood of actually succeeding, which in this case, what is success to us based on the problem that we identified, which is helping 9-to-5ers quit their job and be able to work from anywhere in the world and essentially make 10 times more money than they were making in their current job. So the first thing is understanding the business model. That is the very first thing from first principles thinking, okay? And why is this the very first thing that we do within week 1? Well, because if you start a business and you don't understand the fundamentals of how the business works, then you're literally on faulty grounds. It's like building a house on faulty foundations. So within the first week, all you are doing here when you join our consulting program is you are consuming 6 hours and exactly 16 minutes worth of content. And the whole idea of this content is for you to understand exactly how this business works and understand every single component of it that you will be building out over the next 90 days. So what are some of these things? Well, we have a set of videos that are niche selection. So this is understanding the segment in the market that you're going to be going after and achieving service market fit. Again, these videos that you have to watch are videos that you need to watch to understand the business. This is not on how to do this or how to do that. We build out the infrastructure for you. This is so that you understand the business before you actually start building it out. You need to get briefed on exactly how it works. So first thing is niche selection, set of videos that are 55 minutes long. The next thing is going to be service offering. And over here is choosing the services that you're going to be offering. What are the services that you're going to be offering, and creating a no-brainer offer. These services that you're offering have to address the problems that your niche has, which is what you identified here. Next is going to be your service delivery, and this is going to be the art of delegating the services to ensure that you can deliver great results for your clients. Because guess what? That was the only reason they're hiring you. This is why I'm telling you, like, these people that are advising you to do the service delivery yourself are stupid and do not know what they're talking about. Imagine you going through the trouble of landing a client to then try to get them results, which you probably will not be able to get them results if you've never ran ads before or never did the service delivery before. And now you have a client that just left you after 30 days because you couldn't deliver results. But also, it's a dishonest for you to take that client on if you know that you can't get them results. So you need to ensure that you can deliver great client results. And you do that by delegating the services to someone who has more experience than you at your current skill level. And through you doing that, you will learn how the service delivery works. Because at the end of the day, that is the only reason clients are paying you, is because you can solve their problem and make sure that you deliver them great results. The next set of videos is going to be systems and processes, and this concludes everything such as getting paid, onboarding clients, managing team communications and expectations. Next, you have internal assets. These are the internal assets that you'll have within your business, such as VSL framework, your sales script, your pitch deck, and everything that you will need to be able to articulate your business to the marketplace and to your clients. And lastly, we have mindset, which is probably one of the most important modules. Covers everything that you need to have that paradigm shift. Now that you're going from someone who's working on 9 to 5 to someone who's transitioning to an actual business owner, where businesses will be paying you on average a couple $1,000s a month for your services. Mindset is the biggest thing that I would say holds people back, right? Because everything else is like laid out for you, especially in our consulting program. Everything else is laid out. But if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have the right approach, then everything can come down crumbling, which again, we focus on every little thing that we think is an issue. We have these videos recorded covering specifically those topics to make sure that you have that paradigm shift now that you're going from a 9 to 5 to a business owner. So that's all you're doing in week one. All you're doing in week one is you're understanding the business. And here again, it's 6 hours and 16 minutes worth of content that you'll be going through, which leads us to week two. Week two, we're identifying the niche and finding service market fit. As you can see here, a lot of everything else that you'll see through the 5 weeks are stuff that we covered in the previous weeks. Meaning, when it comes to your niche and finding a service delivery, well, guess what? You already watched 55 minutes worth of content. So now when you and I are sitting together and we're building this out and we're choosing your niche and finding service market fit, you already have an idea of why we're going to do things the way we are going to do it, right? So over here during this week, the idea is to identify your niche, which is a segment in the market. You have to get crystal clear on exactly who it is you're helping. You can't be helping everybody. You have to get crystal clear on who you're helping. In my case, with my paid ads agency that I still run till this day, have been running for the last 6 years, I work specifically with Muslim-owned e-commerce and information product brands. People that sell e-commerce, physical products online, but then also information product, people that sell programs and courses, so on and so forth. And I work specifically with Muslims and only Muslims. So that is my ICP. I'm very direct and clear on who it is that I work with. That is the segment in the market. You need to have a segment in the market as well. In your case, you might be working with a local business. So it might be, let's say, roofers, or it might be plumbers, or it might be dental clinics, it might be doctors, it might be chiropractors. Whatever the case is, you have to get really crystal clear on who you're helping. And you have to understand the problems that they face. Why do we say you need to niche down? Because you need to make sure that you understand the problems that this niche faces. And if you're helping everyone, that's too many problems for you to understand. So you have to understand that the problems they face, the solutions and the solutions that you provide, which will solve these problems that they have. Look, you are in the business of solving problems for businesses. In this case, it's generating them leads, generating them sales. Okay, if you can't do that because you don't have clarity on it, good luck. Okay, that is the only reason why businesses will hire you. So by the end of this week, you're going to do 2 different exercises: niche selection exercise, and over here it identifies. We help identify the viability of a niche, right? Maybe you're like, does dental work better than this, right? Or does this work better than that? Well, we have a step-by-step protocol that allows us to identify a niche's viability. Then you have the PSMB exercise, which is like, okay, I'm going into the niche of dental clinics. Well, how do I actually understand the problems that a dental clinic has? That's what the PSMB exercise is for. It identifies the problems, the solutions, and the benefits that your niche has and how they can benefit from your services. So by the end of week 2, okay, this is just 14 days into the program, you will know the niche that you're going to be working with. You're going to know the problems that this niche face. You're going to know the solutions that you can offer to these exact problems. You're going to know the benefit that the business will gain from these solutions. And then you're going to know what sets you apart from other people. Just like I just showed you in here, what sets me apart from these other online gurus is everything that I mentioned in the first few minutes of this video. You need to have a point of difference as well. Why should people choose you versus someone else? Luckily for you, if you're going through our consulting program, you have every reason for people to choose you because you are now essentially a growth partner, not just your typical SMMA. You're offering end-to-end solutions, right? But then you're also in a place where you have someone who will guide you through this step by step rather than giving you videos to watch and never hearing from him again. That is week 2. Identifying your niche and finding service market fit. Week 3 is going to be setting your business infrastructure up. Now, over here, first thing that we're going to be doing is you're going to buy your domain, get a professional email and your logo. As you imagine, this is something that people do first, which is wrong. You don't do this first. It's like, why are you worried about your logo, dude? Why are you worried about your business name when you haven't even identified the niche you're going to be working with, the problems they face, and how you're going to even help them with these problems, right? You see, people do things so wrong. Okay, they start with like the things that don't move the needle, but it's like you need to understand, first of all, what are the people facing, what problems they're facing, and how you can help them before you even can think about creating your logo. Nonetheless, week 3, we have to do this. We have to set up our logo and our domain. So that's what we're doing here. Then we're delegating the service delivery. So when you join our consulting program, what we will do is ensure that we place in your agency someone who has generated hundreds of thousands, if not actually everybody that we have right now in our talent hiring database has generated at least $1 million, meaning they've generated at least $1 million working with clients like the people that you would be working with. These are people that have years of experience, and literally within a week, you would be able to have these people in your agency doing the service delivery on your behalf. Imagine how big of a leverage that is, right? You're taking years of someone's experience and millions of dollars generated, and you have access to that, and they will be able to run ads on your behalf to ensure that you can deliver great client results, which is the only reason why they're paying you. The next thing you're doing here is you're setting up your CRM. So you need to have the backend infrastructure filled out for all the clients that are coming in. You need to understand who's coming in, who you booked a meeting with, who you got on a call with, what was the outcome of that call. There's so much here that you need to build out with the CRM. And again, this is completely done for you. We build this out from A to Z, but you will need to have a CRM that houses all of your business needs. Next thing, you have client acquisition. Okay, client acquisition is going to be the ability to book meetings consistently and predictably. Now, over here, what every single person that I've seen on the internet does is they go ahead and they tell you to, I think my camera went off again. I do apologize, guys, but nonetheless, we can go ahead and continue without it. What most people will do is they will show you, hey, here's how you do paid ads. Here's how you do cold calling. Here's how you do LinkedIn prospecting or email outreach or Facebook and Instagram ads. For us, instead of wasting your time and showing you, here's how to do it, go watch these videos, what we have done is just built out the entire infrastructure from A to Z. We hand that over to you on a silver platter, and we place in your business people who do this outreach on your behalf. Okay, if I can show you guys, right, just to show you with the cold calling example, we have people who will do the outreach on your behalf, and in return, you will go ahead and simply just need to get on a sales call. So if you take a look here, we can see here with Muhammad, right? So this was Muhammad yesterday. His cold caller did 173 calls. They booked 2 meetings. 2 people were interested, 150 follow-ups, and then 87 calls connected. So that's 2 meetings that Muhammad had while he's going about his day. He had someone do 173 calls on his behalf, and all Muhammad has to do now is get on a sales call and close this client, right? Rather than sitting there and doing 170 calls himself. And to let you know, Muhammad is a doctor. The guy is like trying to transition from being a doctor to an agency owner. You think this guy has time to sit and do 170 calls a day? No. Neither does he have time to do outreach for Facebook and Instagram ads or email, LinkedIn, or paid ads. Nonetheless, this is exactly why we build out the infrastructure and we place people in your agency to do this outreach on your behalf. And what does this look like? Well, I just showed you an example of his EOD for yesterday, end of the day report. But here's an example when it comes to the cold calling, right? We have the systems built out, but then again, as I mentioned, we have the people that do the outreach on your behalf. In the case of Facebook and Instagram outreach, this is the same exact method I personally use to scale my agency. It worked great for me because I work with e-commerce brands, and Instagram is one of the first things that they build out, or one of the first things they do is they secure their Instagram handle. So it works great for me. But nonetheless, this right here, we have the infrastructure built out along with people to do the outreach on your behalf. And keep in mind, you just need one of these client acquisition systems, and which one works for you is going to be dependent on your niche. Or in the case of LinkedIn prospecting, right? We build out the entire infrastructure. We hire a copywriter who acts as an executive assistant who will do the outreach on your behalf. And your job is to simply go ahead and close the clients who are booking a calls with you. Okay. So that is week 3. Week 3 is a little bit more intensive because you're building out your entire infrastructure. But nonetheless, we move on to week 4. And week 4, you're building out your putting together sales assets, excuse me. So putting together sales assets. So what are sales assets? Well, sales assets are going to be things that you can send to potential customers who are booking calls with you from the outreach that the team is doing for you, right? So for example, this video could be a piece of sales asset. Maybe you book a call with me, and guess what? Instead of waiting for you to get on the call and not providing you more information and more value on how we can go ahead and help you, that would be not smart of me. So instead, I record this video. I could probably send it to you. I probably will send you 4 other videos that give you a higher likelihood of you making the right decision, which in this case is joining our consulting program. The same idea applies with you in your business. You will have sales assets that will be sent out to the people who book a call with you. So that way, by the time they get on a call with you, you have a higher likelihood of actually closing them. And we show you exactly how to do this. We show you how to do this from A to Z. We audit the video that you would record. And again, this is specifically going to go to people who book a call with you. This is not necessarily you advertising yourself on social media. Next, we have week 5. And week 5, as you can see, we didn't build out the rest of the other 12 weeks. Why? Because from week 5 and moving forward with your business, all you're doing is prospecting and sales. That's it. You already built out the infrastructure. You already have your sales assets in place. You have your domain, your logo, your service delivery delegated, your client acquisition system in place. You know your niche. You know the problems they face. You understand the business model. Now your main focus is prospecting and sales. It is making sure that, in this case, the outreach is getting done. You'll have people that will do the outreach on your behalf should you not decide to do it yourself. So making sure that stuff is solid, is in place. And then the second thing would be sales, is making sure that you are actually taking sales calls with the people who are interested in your services. Every single call that you take needs to be recorded. And how do you get better at it? Well, you get better at it by having someone audit this call for you. As someone who's taken over 1,500 calls at this point, I will get on a call with you and audit your sales calls. So that way you're getting one step better with every single call. Here's an example of Brother Muhammad in our consulting program. We audited his call and gave him feedback. Same thing with Ali, same thing with Amin. So every call that you take, we will go ahead and audit to make sure that you are actually being more effective when it comes to these sales calls. And that is what you would be doing from week 5 all the way to week 12, okay? And really moving forward. So you see, I think if you do all of this, the likelihood of you actually closing 1 to 3 paying customers significantly goes high within the first 90 days. And this is like the closest to an answer that I can give you, is rather than just telling you it's going to take you this many days, I figured why not just show them the entire process from A to Z so that they can be more content with actually understanding what it looks like, and they can make their own decision. Is it possible to actually do this within 90 days? Land 1 to 3 paying clients that pay us on average $2,000 a month? And I think the answer is definitely yes. And the reason I say that is because as I just showed you everything here, you are someone who's focusing on the biggest force multipliers. I'm not giving you a bunch of videos to watch and not being there for you. Instead, what I'm doing is building out the entire infrastructure for you, placing people in your agency to do the tedious things, and having you focus on the biggest force multipliers like the brothers here, which is getting on sales calls with people who are interested in your services, and then operations, which is being a leader to your team and to your clients. So with that being said, I hope this video was helpful. And if you are interested in joining our consulting program, there's going to be a link down below where you can go ahead and book a call. This demo call would be to go over our program, see what your goals are, and see if you're a good fit. We don't just take anybody on. As you can see, this is not just a course that we sell in our sleep. This is a partnership that you and I will be in, and I need to make sure that we qualify everyone who joins, because it'll be me and you, and this will be like a relationship, if you will. We're going to be speaking a lot, and we're going to be doing a lot of things together, which is why we need to make sure that we don't just take your hard-earned money to get you into the program. Rather, we want to make sure that you're competent enough and understand exactly how this works in order for us to go ahead and consider you joining the consulting program. If you can't join for whatever reason, that's totally fine. I'm not going to leave you empty-handed. I have my courses, which I can give to you completely for free. With that being said, click the button down below. If you don't and you want other videos, hope you subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in another one.